MalibuWine.com. That's MalibuWine.com or 818-865-0605.
Welcome back. Thanks for staying with us. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show on CRN Digital Talk Radio. The live show is every Friday from 10 to 11 Pacific Time. And then we have encore plays on Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. Pacific Time and Sunday 8 to 9. This is all Pacific Time, so plan accordingly. And all shows are archived on my website at CindyLavertyShow.com. My guest today is Daphne Rose Kingma, and although I have never met her, I feel somehow this huge connection. So, Daphne, thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
What is your website, and how do people find you?
My website is www.daphnekingma.com, DAPHNEKINGMA. I like to spell out those.
Good idea. .com. And we're going to link her site to mine as well.
Great,
so,
wonderful.
yeah. So I cannot encourage people enough to pick up a copy of this book. And if you know someone who's going through a really hard time right now, give this as a gift. What a beautiful gift. What a kind-hearted gift you would be giving to your friend or a family member or whoever. Okay, so I want to read just something from your book here for a second, because this is in the introduction. This is why this book got me. Suffering is always an invitation to change, to get into alignment with what is most true and beautiful in life, with our deepest and most expansive feelings, with love itself. It may not feel this way right now, but just as the oak tree, folded and invisible, lies whole within the acorn, so everything you need to live through this current anguish is within you. You are blessed. Your life is designed. Wow. You wrote that.
I wrote that. It's lovely to hear you read it.
You wrote that. And when I was reading this book, I mean, it's not even a page number yet. It's still in the Roman numerals. And the whole book is like this. So let's talk about the default position. This was one of the chapters that really stood out for me and made a huge impact, and how we all go there, but it doesn't necessarily work.
Yes, yes. And I want to explain for openers, Cindy, what I mean by defaults, because I think people don't understand that. It's got that word faults in it, and people think, is it my fault? Do I need to blame myself? But the defaults are kind of habitual behaviors that we use to respond to situations in life. Like the default printing face is the one that...
Uh-oh, we just lost Daphne, so we're going to get her back. And not exactly sure what happened there. But she talks about the default position, and I think what she was about to say is, for example, on your computer, when your computer doesn't really know what to do, it always goes to a default position. So it is in life that we go to our personal default position. She can obviously express this better, but Paul's trying to get her back on the phone right now. Because of the way our life story has played out, because of whatever has happened, we have set in motion certain default positions. Daphne, are you there?
I'm right there. Wasn't that interesting?
Wow.
We're having a little crisis of our own.
It was to see if I could actually explain this, and I'm not sure I did a very good job of it. But I did say that we are like our computers. When our computer doesn't know what to do, it goes to its default position.
Exactly.
Okay, so now tell us how that works for human beings.
Well, so we all have these habitual behaviors. It's like, okay, I'm stressed and scared, so I'm going to run to the refrigerator and eat a pint of chocolate ice cream. Or I don't know how to cope, so I'm going to call all my friends and yak it up on the phone. Or
complain, be a victim.
Yes, exactly. Or I'm going to... sit around and watch TV, or I'm going to just kind of deflect the situation with humor, or
I'm going to keep saying I'm such a loser.
Yes, or I'm going to say I can get control of this. That's another in other words, all of the default behaviors we have aren't just kind of, being a crumpled up person. Some of them are very power oriented. I'm going to get control. I'm going to be bigger than this. We're going to beat this thing. But at any rate, the significant thing about these behaviors is that they're the way we tend to cope with life. And what's really amazing and important about them is that each one of these coping mechanisms was developed as a consequence of what we experienced in childhood.
Right.
We all have some kind of life story that had a difficulty in it, and in order to make it through, we develop these behaviors as mechanisms to help us survive.
Uh-huh.
And so...
You got about 20 seconds.
I know, I can feel the music coming in. So, in other words, they're there, they've worked for us before, but we have to re-examine them in times of crisis.
Right. All right, I got to take a quick break. Stay with us. You're listening to the Cindy Laverty Show. We'll be right back.
Has your growing business been putting off building for too long? If you need to build quickly,